Namaste. Welcome to Lata Smart Thoughts. Have you ever heard children quite often complaining that they forgot the things they have forgotten, and we do sometimes miss out some things? So, is there something really called forgetting? Yes, in today's video, we will learn what is forgetting, what are the reasons for forgetting, and what factors and what are the theories which support forgetting. Forgetting is the loss, permanent or temporary, of the ability to recall or recognizing something learnt earlier. So it is the process where we tend to lose the ability to recall the earlier learnt knowledge. So that is called forgetting. What are the major causes? If we look into the basic causes of forgetting, here I am using the simple terminology. I am not going to deep text of psychological context because I'm mainly this video is related to parents, children, and self-analysis. I'm using in a quite common language so that each of us can comfortably understand. So inadequate impression of the time of learning. So while we are learning, if we are not paying quite good attention, the impressions are not clear. That could be one reason. Lapse of time. When time grows, the memory traces start getting replaced. So lapse of time also can cause forgetting. Interference of association. Sometimes the previous learned things or the ones which you are going to learn will interfere with the existing memory. That also causes loss of memory. That is called forgetting. Rise of emotion when the mental health, when emotionally we are above or excited conditions, also it might not retrieve the information properly. And poor health and defective mental states. This is something related to the functioning of the brain. Even when there are some physiological inabilities or malfunctioning in the brain, that also can cause forgetting. Inadequate repetition or practice of the knowledge. So when we don't reinforce the learned things, that also makes us to forget soon. Especially these are major causes which we see in the children, and even adults also the same, but quite often the academic performance is low in children because of these factors. As adults also we tend to have the same reasons. So what are types of forgetting? Psychological forgetting. This is something related to the memory traces decay. As the memory gets decayed, we will call it as forgetting. Natural forgetting is with the lapse of time as new things are learned or as days goes on, many new memories get added to the brain, and the short-term memory, when it is not accommodating the new memory traces, the previous ones will be lost. Abnormal forgetting. This is something called repressive forgetting. That means intentionally, deliberately, we make efforts to forget. When some unhappy events take place or something, we try to divert ourselves and forget, come out of those memories. So that is called abnormal forgetting. Physical forgetting is something related to, again, the natural forgetting, where the memory gets lost due to the piling up of the new memory traces. And general forgetting is irrespective, it is not related to any place or a thing or a word, so naturally they tend to forget. Specific forgetting means sometimes certain words suddenly we don't remember, certain places we don't remember. That is called as specific forgetting. Then let us see what are the theories supporting the forgetting. Number one, as I told, the major cause is decay theory. This theory explains forgetting in terms of process called decay, or the loss of information through its non-use. The theory assumes that when new material is learnt, a memory trace and actual physical change in the brain occurs. We know brain is made up of millions of neurons. The space between neurons is called synapse. There are neurotransmitters in the synapses. So these neurotransmitters will be transmitting the memory traces. So when we have certain age or along with age or some malfunctioning in the brain, gradually the memory traces become less. And also the non-use, we learn something, we never try to recollect or recall it, so with lapse of time that also can decay. Next is displacement theory. It explains that in a limited capacity short-term memory system, forgetting may occur through displacement. When excess information is loaded into the brain, the first logged in information or the previous information tends to get displaced by the new information. So this is called displacement theory. When the system is full, the oldest material in it would be displaced by the new coming material. So third theory is retrieval failure theory. According to retrieval failure theory, memories can't be recalled because the correct retrieval cues are not being used. The role of retrieval cues is demonstrated by the tip of the tongue phenomenon, in which we know something but can't retrieve it all at a particular moment in time. Some events, especially in a marriage event or a place what we visited, so some cues we have to retrieve the information. Suddenly, even though we forgot, we realize, okay, it happened when we went there, or it was in so and so occasion. So some cues will be there to retrieve the information easily. When that is lacking, so we are not able to retrieve the information even with cues. That is called retrieval failure theory. And last theory is interference theory. This interference theory is once again two times proactive and retroactive. Information in memory displaces or blocks out other information, preventing its recall. That means when you are learning something, either your previously learned thing can influence your current learning, or the previously existing knowledge can affect the future learning process. This is called interference theory. If the information, the previous information learned earlier interferes with recall or new material, that means already learned thing or existing information is interfering with the present learning system of the brain, and it is not allowing the memory traces to form strongly. That is called proactive interference. And the second type is retroactive interference. It is a difficulty in recall of information because of later exposure to different material. So our current knowledge will be hindering us to learn the new thing. So this is called retroactive interference. So we have to first unlearn the existing process, and only then we should learn the new process, or we should learn the new, allow the new information to be absorbed by the brain. So these are important theories. And repression theory, emotional factors also play a role in retrieval failure underlying forgetting. So some painful incidents in the family or in a person's life, or some shocking events, even such times they have a sudden failure of memory, and that is called a repression theory supports it. So all these theories have uh, different criticism and the evaluations also, but this is the major theories which support forgetting. So how can we overcome the forgetting, and what are the various techniques, that is memory and memory techniques? Such content I will share in the next video. Thank you, and if you like, please do subscribe.